What's up guys, my name is Dean, aka the Blue Crusader, and welcome back to the channel. In this video we'll be taking a look at the top 100 Minecraft mods of all time. 100 groundbreaking mods that changed the game and are highly memorable and nostalgic or innovating. This video will be broken down into a series of 10 parts, each in a top 10 style format with 10 mods, with this one being part 9. Let's begin. OreSpawn. OreSpawn, also sometimes referred to as the Minecraft girlfriend mod, is actually much larger in scope and mostly a prank or fun mod that has a boatload of genuinely fun features beyond this and good content in it. This mod features 12 different dimensions such as the Dragon's Lair, Chaos, Doom, and Utopia. There are also many different bosses who spawn in the different dimensions, bosses that have very interesting looks and appearances to them. These bosses spawn in the different dimensions with different abilities, some being crazy and unfair in their own right. There's a ton of armor sets in OreSpawn, most that look like recolors of the vanilla armors, which are sourced from the new ores or from bosses, with one being a suit jacket to impress the ladies. Weapons include everything from long-range rifles and bows to both large and smaller swords. Doggy Talents. I added this one for all you pet lovers out there. It would be a crime not to, right? Minecraft's pets are so cute and charming, but extending the pet system is a really nice addition. Doggy Talents bring 19 unique talents that you can give your dog and a leveling system for progression. You can play fetch with your dog, use more fancy collars and dye the standard ones, and care for your pet with new types of beds and bowls for food when feeding them. You can also track your pet's location with radio collars for radar. The wolf's AI is used but upgraded slightly for better behavior. The dog won't die anymore unnecessarily thanks to the new hunger system. You can also command your dog using a whistle, and there's many different items like this that you can experiment with to make the pet system just generally far better than you're used to it being. Bends. This mod makes everything far more realistic. Now, what I mean by that is the mobs and the characters, including the player, are now enhanced in the way that they move around and how their animations look visually. There are many clear improvements to many of the creatures here that are just more immersive. For an example, spiders now have bended legs and they'll appear to creep around and they can climb around on walls. Dogs are much cuter with their tail wagging when moving or sitting. The player also has seen an overhaul too. This can be seen when jumping, when slashing a weapon, walking around and when running, climbing ladders or climbable objects, when you punch and strike, and when you're in creative mode flying, for an example. And also don't forget when you're sneaking around too. Zombies now look more hunched over and more like their animated bodies, and skeletons have some improvements also if you want to check those out. Sword trails and the trails of arrows have been added to simulate more motion to the projectiles and make it seem like there's more impact when you swing melee weapons. Draconic Evolution. Draconic Evolution enhances Minecraft for players who've tackled the end game and they want some more progression. It does this by adding many higher tier gear to the game in the forms of tools, armor and weaponry, including some higher tier energy storage options. There's also a collection of additional features, including mob farming through both spawning and killing, player detection, the control of time and weather, teleportation, high tier energy storage through RF energy, and new powerful armor and tools. Armor and tools work differently through a modular item system, making most of the actual base items fairly weak, and this means that they need to be upgraded through the upgrade modules to actually improve them, needing energy storage modules with higher tier items allowing for more modules to be used. Draconium ore is a new resource. This generates in the overworld, the nether, and also the end, where it's seen in more abundance. This is the new requirement, which is the main one for much of the gear in the mod, with Wyvern gear being the first tier, and you can also work up to the second, which is the most powerful one, being Draconic gear. Chocolate Quest Repoured. A redesign of the original Chocolate Quest dungeon mod. This mod has the purpose of generating large-scale dungeons around the world. This includes castles, volcanoes with monsters and loot inside, and nether cities. Due to the sheer size and the scope of the mod's actual features, it's a little different to many of the other standard dungeon mods you're used to, especially due to it using custom mobs and loot rather than the vanilla ones which most try to do. You can also use recipes to generate custom dungeons in the mod from scratch. These dungeons are more interesting in the mod because the bosses which are actually inside of some of them are just extremely interesting and unique, and they have really nice appearances and models because they're entirely custom. Pirates can be found on pirate ships upon the seas, on their treasure islands, or in the skies in skyships. This mod has so many mysteries and unique content to explore, and it just fleshes out the overworld a lot more. It's really great for an RPG style experience, and I would really recommend it. WorldEdit. WorldEdit is the ultimate builder's companion. There's a utility that can do so many different things, and one that many server owners will know of the plugin version, which really helps greatly. From generating cool shapes such as spheres and cubes, to copy and pasting mobs and entities, or the selection of blocks or structures, and saving your builds as exportable schematic files. You can also fill or drain liquids from pools or from the sea, generate trees to create large forests, use brushes to carve out areas, and so many more options that means that WorldEdit has so many cool features. Personally, I mainly found it super helpful to select areas and then change those blocks in the selection to a different block and create walls or floors extremely fast. This was a tool that I would always use when creating a spawn for my servers to just save a ton of time. This let me open up my old servers rather quickly, and it was a great utility my friends and I use just to build quickly and save a ton of effort. Lost Cities. This mod will bring custom generation into the game by offering many different customizable types of cities that spawn in the overworld. You can populate the world with abandoned cities that spawn using the custom world type. These are partially destroyed cities that include highways, bridges, subway systems, tunnels, and even dungeons with spawners within. There are many different presets that you can switch to that will change how the generator spawns the structures, and it offers a different series of buildings and formations of them, making each spawn different depending which you choose to use. This is a really nice generator to build a quick city, or to generate one fitting for zombie survival or some kind of apocalypse, because it really does give that the type of look. Call to Battle 2. I would go so far as to say this mod is the ultimate classical war simulator, offering a slightly more realistic experience through the implementation of specialized combat mechanics and detailed models and textures. The idea of Call to Battle 2 is to introduce realistic gunplay and shooting systems, which support the number of weapons, which is around 50 or so. Ones that use damage, which is based upon the caliber of the weapon and the hitbox that you actually strike the player with it, with specialized melee attacks, as well as a system that supports both cover when crouching and going prone. If the gun actually supports it, you can then utilize a series of different attachments, which include scopes, bayonets, and bipods. Scopes in this mod only aim in with the actual scope itself, rather than the whole screen with some kind of overlay like most shooters do. This lets you switch and use iron sights at the same time, if you wish. Large machine guns can be in place strategically with a bipod to mount it up, and rockets, depending on their size and which is used, may penetrate a wall before they explode. Flamethrowers also burst up into flames before they strike blocks. As for game modes, there's Assault, which is about pushing enemy territory and then securing it, Engagement, which is territory control, and Base Defense, and Warzone, which is about capture points and holding captured points for your team. If explosions damage a building's foundry or its supports, it will also bring it crashing down, which kind of feels like the whole physics-based system which you'll see on the Battlefield games. Rollercoaster Mod. For some theme park fun in Minecraft, check this one out. If you love classical games like Rollercoaster Tycoon or the newer Planet Coaster game, this mod will offer that kind of feeling. It's about everything roller coasters, and it lets you construct awesome looking roller coaster designs that look way more impressive than the vanilla ones if you are building with normal minecart rails. Using a variety of different track elements to extend its modular based system, this mod lets you create rideable coasters with wagons that function the exact same as the standard minecarts, letting you make a really impressive and realistic looking theme park with various rides on it. Conquest Reforged. This mod is the absolute dream for builders of all types, especially those specializing in the fantasy medieval subcategory. Pairing perfectly with the Conquest resource pack and being its spiritual successor, this mod is the answer for Minecraft builders who are looking to take their building to the next level to make amazing creations of spectacular scale. The mod features hundreds of 32x textures with a semi-realistic look to them, supported by Optifine, which is a must-have when running this mod. The mod takes inspiration from many multiple historical ages and settings, with a total of north of 12,000 or more blocks, with many of them being added regularly. Some of these feature custom 3D 3D models for their shapes and looks, with custom particle effects and animations. To build with this mod, there's a block selection wheel as part of the GUI. This lets you select the blocks and their subtypes to build with and select what you need to use. This is a really awesome system because it doesn't just add blocks, but it also adds interfaces which lets you build in a better fashion. And that concludes part 9 of the top 100 Minecraft mods of all time. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss part 10, which is the final part, and so you can be part of the channel before we hit 100,000 subscribers. If you want to see more behind the scenes footage of these videos before they're released, follow me over on Instagram at thebluecrusader. Comment below your favourite of the 10 mods which I featured in this video in part 9 and why you like that mod the most, and also tell me your favourite Minecraft mods of all time too for a chance for them to be featured in the next video. Thanks for watching. YouTube says 97% of you are not subscribed, so if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications and slap the like button for more Minecraft mod videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.